products, perhaps even less consistent, given that the 16 series of the GeForce lineup was actually released a year after the 20 series. So confusion was bound to ensue. That's why in today's video, we'll be covering all you need to know about both RTX and GTX graphics cards, name, performance, and value. So without any further ado, let's begin. Let's start from the ground up and work our way towards the RTX and GTX so that we can understand their similarities before moving on to their differences. All of NVIDIA's gaming-oriented GPUs belong to their GeForce GPU brand. This brand was established way back in 1999 with the original GeForce 256 GPU. Over the years, NVIDIA has released lots and lots of different GPUs, culminating in the two latest GPU lineups, the GeForce 20 series that launched in 2018 and the GeForce 16 series that launched in 2019. The GeForce 20 series is made up of only RTX graphics cards, while the GeForce 16 series is made up of only GTX graphics cards. The RTX name was brand new at this point, while the GTX moniker had been used in previous generations. So what do these letters mean anyway? Are they an acronym for something? Nope. They don't mean anything. They're literally just there for branding because they sound cool and kind of catchy. That's literally all there is to it. Just like the i3 and Intel Core i3 doesn't mean anything either. It just sounds better than one. NVIDIA has been using similar 2- or 3-letter designations for a while now to convey the sense of quality, as in what kind of performance you can expect from which GPU. For example, they've used the GT, GTS, and GTX designations, just to name a few, but only the GTX and the RTX have survived to present day. And that's really all there is to it. NVIDIA wanted to convey the sense of a huge generational gap in their new line of graphics cards, and to do so, they introduced a new RTX moniker. But then, why go back to GTX the year after? And why was the GeForce 16 series released after the 20 series? First things first, we need to talk about architecture. Both the 20 series RTX GPUs and the 16 series GTX GPUs utilize the same new Turing GPU microarchitecture. The RTX graphics cards released in 2018 were the first ever graphics cards to feature the new architecture, and naturally the 16 series GPUs that came out a year after also featured it. Before Turing, gaming-oriented NVIDIA GPUs used the Pascal microarchitecture for a very long time. So they wanted to heavily highlight this new architecture and its capabilities, which is why they decided to release the more powerful GPUs first. Thus, the 20 series lineup was made up entirely of upper, mid-range, and high-end GPUs. These were the graphics cards that could properly highlight the capabilities of the advanced features that the new Turing-based GPUs brought to the table. And to really drive home the idea that this was supposedly a monumental step forward for gaming, they slapped on a new brand name, the RTX. But they had to release the lower mid-range and budget entries sooner or later. After all, not everyone can afford to buy graphics cards that cost $400 or more. And here's the thing, even though these lower-end GPUs were still based on the same architecture, they simply didn't have the advanced features that NVIDIA had been shoving in everyone's face through marketing. So in an effort to make it easier for consumers to distinguish between the GPUs with advanced features and the GPUs without them, they kept the GTX name and called them the 16 series just for good measure. That's why even though both the 16 series GTX and the 20 series RTX belong to the same generation of GPUs, they have these different designations. NVIDIA wanted to highlight that the RTX GPUs were not merely more powerful than the GTX GPUs, but that they also had awesome new features that the GTX GPUs didn't. We think that this raised just as many questions as it answered, but it is what it is. So what are these advanced new features? Well, it's normal for more powerful GPUs to have more cores than their less powerful cousins. The RTX GPUs, however, not only have more cores, but some of them are the two special kinds of new cores. These are the RT cores and the Tensor cores. If you take these special cores out of the equation, there really isn't that much of a difference between the 20 series and the 16 series. Sure, the 20 series GPUs are still more powerful just because they have more transistors, more regular cores, better memory, and so on, but the difference here is akin to the difference between the low and high-end last-gen 10 series GPUs. Just pure raw power. So what makes these new cores so special? Let's start with the RT cores.